Hello and welcome to Xamarin Forms series with Enam Ajmal. This series is for absolute beginners and will then take them to an expert level. But before we get started, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get latest updates. So, without wasting time, let's get into it. Today's video is an introduction video where you will learn about how to install Xamarin Forms and also about how to use Xamarin documentation. Here we are at the official documentation of Xamarin. Let's start with installation. After selecting Xamarin Forms, click on Get Started. Here you will find installation. You will also find a video which will assist you for installing Xamarin on Mac or on Windows. But there is also a step-by-step text guide as well. Moreover, if you get any problem, you can ask in comment section or at my Facebook page. Link is in the description. I encourage you to like my Facebook page so we can discuss problems and opinions there. So let's look at the step-by-step guide for installing the Xamarin Studio. You first gonna need to do is to download Visual Studio. Visual Studio have three versions: Community, Professional and Enterprises. I will recommend you to download Community version. The reason is that because it is free for students. Double click on downloaded package and start installations. You will see a pop-up appear. Here you will need to check mobile development with .NET. On the right side, you will see installation details. Just check the things as it is shown in the video. After everything is selected, and just click installation. It takes some time to install, and when it is done, click on launch. Here you are. You are ready to make cross-platform mobile applications. But if you already have Visual Studio, what you're gonna need to do is to rerun the installer and then select the mobile application development.net. That's it. We will use the documentation throughout the series because nothing is more accurate than it. All the links are available in the description. And one more thing, every video will have a task which you will need to send me at my Facebook page in inbox. So today's task is you need to install the Xamarin Studio or Visual Studio and send me the screenshot at my Facebook page in inbox. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to subscribe the channel and hit like for the video. See you in next video. Goodbye. Hello and welcome to another tutorial of Xamarin Forms series with Enam Ajmal. This is lesson 2 and is about how to place app icon. Let me show you what is app icon. These are app icons which you see at your home screen. Before we get started, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to like and share the video. Let's jump into the code part. You need to make app icon of different sizes. It's easy. Go to appiconmaker.co, drag your 1024 pixels app icon there and click generate. If you scroll, you will see app icon of different sizes. Now open your project, click on xamarin.android and click on resources. You will see drawable.hdpi, drawable.xhdpi, drawable not dot, it's dash, sorry, xxhdpi. Place icon in it according to sizes. The size chart is in the description, you can see there. Click on main activity.cs. You will see icon attribute. Change name here according to your app icon name. Now click on Xamarin.ios and click assets.xcassets. You will see app icon image set here. Replace it with your own icon according to the sizes. The size are mentioned below. If you see, the size is 20 and it said 2x. It's mean 20 multiplied by 2, 40. So this block needs 40 pixels image. Choose the 40 pixels and drag it here. That's it. Run your app, you will see app icon at your home screen. Now the task of the day is place an app icon and send a screenshot at my Facebook page in inbox. Please subscribe the channel and thanks for watching. Goodbye. Hello and welcome to Xamarin Forms series with Enam Ajmal. It is lesson 3 and today you will learn about how to add splash screen to your app. But before get started, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates. Splash screen is appear when you start your app. It appears for a few seconds and went to the main activity. So without any further ado, let's jump into the code. Let's start from the iOS because it's pretty easy. Go to assets.xcassets and create a new image set and name it Splash. Drag your splash screen image into the image set. Now open resources folder, click on launch screen.storyboard. And from tools, drag image view over the storyboard and resize it. Then from properties, click on widget, click on image and select the splash image. Then click on layout to set the constraint, but before it, run the app to see your splash screen. It does not look so good. Now set constraint and run it. Now splash screen is work for iOS. Let's start for Android. Open Android project, click on mainActivity.cs and make main launcher false. Then right click on the project and add new class, name it splash screen. Now go to Xamarin documentation and in Android section select splash screen and copy the code from there. Link is in the description. Paste code into your class. Just add the missing libraries. Now open resources folder. Click on values and select style. Here you will need to add style. Went back to the Xamarin documentation. Copy the code and paste it into your style. Here you will notice it said splash image is in your drawable folder. Rename it and place splash image in your drawable folder. Run the app. Feel free to ask any question in the comment section or at my Facebook page. And today's task is you need to add splash screen to your project and inbox me at my Facebook page. See you in next tutorial. Goodbye. Hello and welcome to Xamarin Forms series. This is Enam Ajmal and today's lesson is about stack layout. Let's start our first project. Name it stack layout project. When you start your project, you will see it is by default in a stack layout. What is stack layout? Let's move on to the documentation. Xamarin Forms, user interface and layouts, and then stack layout. So if you see here in stack layout, the child element will be under its parent element. What I mean to say is whenever you put new element will be under the previous element. So open the preview. Delete this one and give it time to load. Okay, so I am going to make a box view. Background color is silver and silver. You can see a box view here, and if I copy and paste few lines, you can see all the elements under the previous element. You can increase the height
by using height request 120 points. So you can see the height is increasing. If you want to increase the space between them, you can use spacing property of stack layout and give it a 50 space, not him. Give it a 50 space. So the 50 point space is there. Now if you increase the margin, now you want, let's look into the code first. Margins, if I say 10, so it takes 10 points from all sides. Now if I say comma 20, 30 and 40, just make it 0, 0, 0. So this one is left margin, top, right, bottom. Left margin is 10, top margin is 20, right margin is 40 and bottom margin is 50. So you can 50, not 500. So you can individually increase the space by like this. Okay, so stack layout has another property, orientation. What orientation means, if I do orientation vertical, so this is in vertical orientation by default, and if I do horizontal, so it is in horizontal orientation. So in horizontal orientation, you can use width request instead of height request. So its width gonna increase like that. That's it for the stack layout. See you in next video. Goodbye.
Hello and welcome to Xamarin Forms series with Enam Ajmal. In today's lecture we will learn about absolute layout. Why absolute layout? The reason is if we achieve desired design, the pixel perfect designs and designs like this, then we use absolute layout. By the way, in the next video we will make this type of UI, maybe tomorrow. How to position the elements in absolute layouts. Absolute layout use two properties, layout bounds and layout flags. So what is layout bounds? Layout bounds will have four parameters. You can say x, y, width and height. X and y both together determine the position of an element, width and height determine the size of an element. Then absolute flags. What absolute flags do? Absolute flags interpret the absolute bounds you use. It's a critical thing, but you will see when we start coding. Here you can see the word proportional. What does that mean? Proportional, all the values which are in between from 0 to 1 are called proportional values, such as 0.1, 0.2, 0.005, 0.5. These are all proportional values, where 0 means 0% and 1 means 100%. All the values which will be in between from 0 to 1 are called proportional values. We can also use 12, 100, 200. These values are not proportional values. Let's see how we use. So absolute layout dot layout bounds, where we determine the bounds of our element, where we need to place that element, the height and width of that element. So in layout bounds, these are four parameters, x, y, width and height. And if I do like this, 0 on x-axis, 0 on y-axis, 1 width, 0.2 height. So 0 means in x-axis, 0 means 0 position, y 0, 1 means 100%. We need width of 100% and height 0.2, which means 2%. These are all from 0 to 1 range. That's why we use layout flags all. These are all proportional values, so we use all, flag of all. Now let's say if I change the width to 10 points, then what I will do, see, these values are proportional and only this value is proportional. So these two values both together will determine the position, so I use position proportional. This value is in proportional, so I write height proportional. Let's take another example. Here you will see the x-axis is not a proportional value. Except x, all are proportional values. So what should I write? Y proportional. These two determine the size, so I write size proportional. That's enough. Let's jump into the code. Okay, so here we are in the code. First thing first, let's make it absolute layout, and the closing tag should be absolute layout as well. Okay, so do you see by default, even on the top where x is 0 and y is 0, by default it starts from that position. We don't need to determine any layout bounds and layout flags. Let's use box view. Box view. Okay, let's see. Box view. Let's give him it a background color of navy, I guess. And the closing tag, you can use this closing tag and you can also use that closing tag. Doesn't matter, you can use both. I probably like to use this one. Okay, so now it's time to use layout bounds. So layout bounds will take four values. First one is x, first one is x, second one is y, then width 1 mean 100% and height 0.2 mean 20%. Nothing happens because we need to determine the flags. Now all these values are proportional, so I use all. Did you see that? You will get a box view with navy color. Now if I change the height to 3, see the height is changing, and if I change the height to 10, now it is not 10. We need to adjust the flags again. So it is position proportional because position values are in 0 and 1 range. Then the width proportional. Okay, you see the 10 points up there. Now you can increase it to 30, 40, 90, any value you want. You can do it like this. Okay, now take an other box view, change its color, red. Sorry for the disturbance. Now you see it is overlay on it. You need to change its width. 0.5 mean half of the screen, and if you place it into a center, you can like this. It is on y-axis, center of y-axis, and if you want to make it center of x-axis, you can go it like that. Okay, now it is on center. If you want to overlay it, you can do it like this. Now it is overlay on the previous box view. Sorry. That's how you can add the element at the bottom. Just change the y to 1, which means 100%, and it went at the bottom of the screen. That's it for today. Wait for the next video. We will do the proper UI with the absolute layout. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Hello and welcome to Xamarin Forms series with Enam Ajmal, and today's video is about grid layout. So what is grid layout? Grid layout is basically the intersection of rows and columns. What does that mean? It means that how many number of rows your user interface have, your screen have, okay, and how many columns each row have. You can see in the diagram here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 rows. These are called rows like this horizontally. These are all rows. And 1, 2, 3. 3 columns. These are columns vertically. Okay. So intersection of rows and columns become a grid. Let's move to the next point. Before jumping into the grid, you need to learn about the few things. The first thing is row definition. Row definition is a tag where you need to define about the number of rows and the height of each row. This is the tag for the row definition. This is the opening tag, this is the closing tag, and this is our first row. And here you will notice that I said row definition height equal to auto. What does auto mean? This is the first property of the row definition, auto. Auto property belongs to the size of the row, the height of the row. Auto means your row will adjust its height according to the content in that row. Understand? It's a bit complicated, but you will see when we jump into the code. This is our next row, and here you will see the height is star. This is called proportional size. Proportional size means all the available space belongs to that row. This is called proportional size. And this is our third row. This row have a value 200. This is called absolute size. This size will always be 200 regardless of any screen. So this is our row definition. So here it is the column definition. In column definition, you need to define how many columns each row have and the width of the columns. Here is the column opening tag, closing tag, and here it is our first column. You can see auto property here, which means the width of the column depends upon the width of the content in that column. This is the second column. Here you can see width is equal to star, which means the all available space belongs to that column. So I think you can get the number of how you define the number of rows in row definition, how you define in columns. You can define the columns in column definition, and now here are the steps to make a complete UI. So first thing first, grid opening tag. In opening tag you will define rows as we did in the previous slide, then define the column as we did in the previous slide, then how to place the element in that row and column. You can place the element by telling the element in which row and column it should lie. Okay, this is a complicated thing again. So let's jump into the code and try to make a calculator. Yes, calculator is kind of a grid. Here you can see these are kind of grid layout. Let's follow our step first. So first thing first, grid tag. Here it is, grid opening tag, and then grid closing tag, and between the grid tag I need to define my number of rows. So how can I do that? Grid dot row definitions. Here is the opening tag of row definition and the closing tag of row definition. Okay, now I need to define how many rows in my UI. So I'll start counting from here. This is the first row, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. There are 6 rows, but the row size of that area is fixed. Okay, so I will do like that. Row definition height, and I fix the height of that row near about 150 and this is the closing row definition. Then this is the first row. Then all row have similar size, so I put proportion sign here. All the available space belongs to that row, then belongs to now space is divided between these two. Space is divided between 3 rows, 4 and 5. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, now I made 1 2 3 4 5 6 rows, and now it's time to make a columns. So here is the column tag, grid dot column definitions, grid dot column definition. Why? Okay. So now it's time to define columns, column definition, and in column definition I need to define the width. So width of each column is also a star, belongs to all available space. All available space, all there are 4 columns, 1 2 3 4 columns, 1 2 3 4 4 columns. I need to close the tags. So here it is, the closing tag. I just copy and paste. I'm super lazy. And copy paste, paste. Okay. Control. No need to align it. Okay, now we need to place the element in each row. How we do that? We need to do that like the first is text area. So for text area I will go with the entry text 0 background color equal to gray, I think it is. Okay, and now it's time to tell that element where should you like. So the grid row, it should be in 0 row. This is the 0 row, and column 0 and the closing one. Let's see what happens. See, here it is. Now I need to cover all these columns. Now this is called call span. Just look at here what I did. Call span 4. Now my 0 column will take all the space of other 3 columns. That is call space 4, and text align to end. It comes to an end. Vertical align, vertical, not vertical, text. Okay, not vertical align. Text color should be white. Font size should be 35. Is it good size? Okay, font size is 35. That's good. Sorry. Now it's time for our buttons. Give it the space, and button text AC background color should be silver, I guess. I will change the color. Mine. And by the way, all the links are available in the description, and this code also, you can find this code at the repository. So don't worry about the code. You can get the code and learn from it and make an awesome UIs. So just look it into the description. Okay, so when back to our code silver, what I am doing, text color should be white. Okay, text color should be white, and now I need to tell him about which row he should belongs to. The row should be 1, column should be, now you can see it comes to the first row and column is 0. That's I copy paste it few times. 2 3 4. By the way, our 4 steps has been completed here. We define the rows, we define the column, and now we place the element by telling them the row and column number. I just move it, Control A and Control I to make the code align and beautiful. Okay, so here you can see I paste the 4 buttons, but I only get the 1 button. The reason is that all the button is overlap on it because the number of rows for all the buttons are same and number of column are for all the buttons are same. Just change the number of column to change the number of column. It's belong to first. What happened? First, second, third. Okay. So this is an extra one. Let's move it. Oh yeah, 4 columns. Good. Start from 0. My mistake. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so the background color is orange. Orange. Okay, should be capital. Now you are noticing the space between them. So you can remove the space by doing like this. Put it aside. Row spacing 0, not 0, but 1, and call spacing should be 1. That's it. Super cool. Now what we need to do is just to copy and paste it few times. This is our third row. Change the row number 2, 2, 2, 2, and paste it one more time. 3, 3, 3, 3. One more time. 4. 4, 4, 4, and the last one is 5. Sorry, 5, 5, 5. Okay. Oh, sorry, my mic is little annoying. Okay, it's perfect. Now we need to give the values to that button. If you see here, 0 takes 2 column. What we will do is just mark it as 0. Remove that row. Give him a call span of 2. Say here it is. It takes the 2 column space. That's it. Now what you need to do is just give them a signs according to the calculator. The sign is plus, minus, percentage, remainder, division, division. Okay, profit division like that. Division, and then 7, 7, 8, 9 x, 7, 8, 9 x, where it is, x, nothing below here, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, and what, minus, then 1 2 3 plus, 1 2 3 plus, and 0 static equal. And what is the error? Let me check. I got an error. Okay, call span of 2 and okay, there it is. You can see all the digits adjusted, and just change the color to black by pressing Alt and selecting this icon. Black. B should be capital. Black. Again with this, just copy these. Not copy. Sorry for being a bit slow. Pressing Alt and dragging your mouse over the text, you can select multiple text. Black. 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 Oh, so here it is. Our calculator is done in a grid layout. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Keep liking my videos, and thank you for your support. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thank you and goodbye.
Hello and welcome to Xamarin Forms series. This is Enam Ajmal and today's video is about navigation. Navigation means to went from one screen to another screen and also to went to one screen to another screen by passing the data of the first screen. Without getting further ado, let's went into the code. And first thing first, before doing navigation, you need to create a navigation page in your app.xml.cs. So here it is, app.xml.cs. What you need to do is new navigation page, and that's it. This means that you are creating a navigation page with a default navigation page. I mean, it's a page having a main page inside it. So this will becomes our root page. So main page is our root page. So now this is our main screen. Let me create button here. Button text, click next, and the click event, of course, on click next. I follow that convention, so you can follow yours, doesn't matter. So I copy it, code behind file, paste that here, make it public, returning nothing, and it should be object sender, whatever it is, event argz, and here is our click event. What we need to do is whenever the button is pressed, where is the button? This is the button. Whenever this button is pressed, we went to the next screen, and for that we need to make the next screen. To make the next screen, you need to click here, add new file, forms, I guess, and yes, name it second screen or whatever you want to name it. This, yeah, that's it. That is our second screen. That is its HTML. Let me create layout here, also following the stack layout. Label horizontal text alignment, center, horizontal space alignment, horizontal options, it should also be center, vertical options also should be center. So you will see your label in center of the screen. Let me split it, take a view, and the text should be don't forget to subscribe and hit like to the video. Thank you. Okay, this should be the text. Yeah, it should appear here. Vertical options, horizontal options, vertical alignment, center. Why it is not coming into the center? Okay, so horizontal option, vertical options, center, and here it comes. Okay, so you make the whole layout in the center of the screen by with respect to verticals. Okay, so here is our button of the main page, and we need to went from this screen to our new screen. So what we need to do is navigation dot push async and our second screen. The thing you need to consider is that this is the constructor of the second screen. Okay, so this will help us for passing the data. There will be many methods to pass the data, but the easiest one is to pass the value in the constructor, and this will pass the data. We will look at it in just 2 minutes. Let me run it and see the output. It's taking time. Building assemblies, and where it is. This is the emulator. Okay, here it is. Click and I am on the next screen. By default the navigation bar is up there, and you can press the back button to went back on the first screen. So if you want to make your own custom button on that screen to went back, you can do that. we just need we just need to do a button text take me back. Let's click event on click back on all capital, and the button appears here, and I need to write its event handler. So public void on click, what was that, it's object of that button and sender. Then event arguments is e or whatever you name, you give it a name, and to bring to the back screen we need to do is navigation dot pop. This will bring you to the previous screen. Actually stack layout, it is work like a stack, not stack layout. There is two different things, stack layout and stack. Stack layout where you design your XAML, and the stack is a data structure term. And I click here and take me back, will bring you back on the screen. Now our purpose is we need to add entry here, entry entry placeholder name, and also name that entry. Also name that entry name txt name. You can follow any convention you want to. My my convention is that. Okay, so giving the name. What should be the next? Why it is not appearing here? Okay, this is it. What I want to do that is whenever I click on the button, whatever written in that text field will be the part of that level, will become the output on that level. Okay, so what we need to do is get the value from the entry. So it should be txt name dot text. That's how I can uh, get whatever it is written in the text field. I can get it by this thing. So copy it, paste it here. So what is that? It is a constructor, and I am passing the value to the constructor, and the error I am getting is does not contain a constructor that takes one argument. It's saying on your second screen, here is our second screen, here is the constructor is not taking any argument. So make an argument here. So no, it is getting one argument here. The error disappears. It works like here. Now what I want to do is show my uh, text, whatever I write in my entry here. So I need to name that label. Name lbl. Name lbl output. Put, not but, output, and whatever name lpl output dot text equal to this parameter, because I am passing value to that parameter, and this will pass the value to here. Let me see, should I get the value or not. Here it is, name Enam, and click next. See, I got the name here. Okay, so the next thing is we need to hide that bar. To hide that bar, you need to add a code here. Navigation page dot set has navigation bar this and false. This will make your false, 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 false. So this will make your false. For that page, you can copy the same syntax and paste it here. If you know any better thing or any better code to do that, you can please write it in your comment section. I will appreciate definitely. And that's it. Let me test it again, and we will complete this video here. Okay, so you can see there is no navigation bar. No navigation bar. Click next. No navigation bar also. So it works fine. If you know any better method, you can share it with me in the comments. I will definitely consider it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video.